Hey, what's up, family? So I'm gonna put Happy Cinco. I'm over here at the LIARS. So let me fix this here. Kind of. So I was feeling some kind of way about being miseducated and misled and abused. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, sexually, all these things, by institutions, by men, by all these things that were supposed to protect me. A lot of these things that were created. And they took advantage of situations, they use leverage, they create systems of dependency, and then they use and manipulate people's sovereignty and integrity of their moral, spiritual, their entire being. And they make people feel like they have to in order to survive, or else they'll do something bad to them or their families, or you know what I mean, all these terrible things. And sexual abuse is no exception. And I've been in churches, I've been in other temples of other religions, I've been in like Christian churches, I've been in other places where I've seen indigenous peoples, including myself, be manipulated by the powers that be or thought they were in institutions. And even at a different temple that was not Christian, I've seen, other than the already reported abuses from these youth and minors that were coming from their pastors and came to me and talked to me about it. There was another place I was invited to, and this woman, they said because of their age, it is my responsibility to satisfy them because of their age, or they're going to be leaving this physical existence in a short number of years. So they feel obligated to defile me. I'm not interested in you sexually or energetically in any way like that. I was invited to a Buddhist temple by a woman, right? And they preyed on my energy, and they said, oh, I'm leaving in this world soon, so it behooves of you to they manipulated things. And so it's not just men who have done these things, and it's not just Christianity, it's a lot of institutions that have used, this is what I was trying to say earlier, they use a good thing, they turn something that was once good, and they defile it for their own limited gain. And if they thought they were, and that's what I say even about Buddhism and all these things this woman claimed to be, then you would know about karma and recycling, right? That this life is not the end of it. And so you wouldn't be acting so, domineering and so aggressive and tyrannical. You know what I mean? And this is coming from a colonizer background, yeah? And a colonizing institution, you know what I mean? So education-wise. And so to me, like I want to call it like it is. Like, shame on you, and shame on everything that taught you that as well. And I know that they say they're liquidating natives and putting them back into native grass and all these things. And I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of what you are, or your ancestors, or anything like that. I'm not afraid of you. And I'll put it all out there. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of Coors. I'm not afraid of the U.S. government. I'm not afraid of any government. I'm afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid of death. I belong to life, and I belong to truth. I'm not afraid of you and your imaginary karma that you think you're right to inflict harm and sexual abuse on others, or on the women, because you think of, you're God's creature to defile women. Get the fuck out of here. And you're not God's creation to defile indigenous peoples of this land either, or this earth. You know what I mean? And so to me, I want to call it out there. I've been abused. I've been used like that from many institutions. You know what I mean? From people that were pretending to be good in good places, and they manipulated and got really terrible. Shame on you. So I want to listen to son. His name is Thosh Collins, and he may be, I don't know, he looks like he's AI to me, but he says some really meaningful stuff. And something that we're talking about, rape, and the rape of this world is kind of what I'm pissed off about. Like how our normal became, who's it normal to? People who are detached from this earth. You know what I mean? People who are addicted to war. All of this system is normal to some type of creature that is not used to this harmony, that is not used to this place. And if you think about it, even this cold, right? They said it's a spell put on this earth, because this earth at one time was all tropical, even in Europe. We're all melanated, eating fruits and nuts. No one on this earth was carnivorous, because we were all living in paradise and harmony. And this goes way back. And so someone was telling me there's a spell put on this earth to create the 4 seasons and all these things, to create cold for this one people, one type of energies, yeah? And if you think about it, how many climates are there out there in the solar system that are like that? And these suits right here, these flesh suits, they might have to adapt to these to be able to stay here, yeah? That's why I say these things don't have any reverence for this life on earth, the sacredness of this life, and they may not have the capacity to have this. And so that's why I say it's not okay and it's not acceptable. And unless we start saying that and doing something about it, whether it's energetically, spiritually, or even on this thing right here, speaking out against it, and then you're making it known that it's not okay for me, it's not okay for you. You know what I mean? And these type of systems of separation and patriarchy and domineering, it doesn't exercise strength. It exercises your weakness, and it shows how disconnected you are and how much harm you're willing to inflict on others for your own entertainment and your own joy. Selfishness, self-centered gain. Shame on you for what you've done to me and others. May justice come upon you swiftly. May you not ever reach me again, ever. And I reject and I will recall all energies or relations ever tied to you. And I will air it out. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of any of you. Here I am. So let's listen to some truth while we exercise and move this body around, get some good exercise and movements, yeah. Let's listen to some truth. Let's build together.
Rape.
Josh Collins, yeah?
Before colonization, most indigenous nations had no word for it because it was almost non-existent prior to the colonial invasion. Endemic sexual violence was intentional in the founding of the US, Canada, and all other Western developed countries such as Australia and New Zealand. This isn't a thing of the past. The same pathology, the use of sexual violence as a tool of power and domination, was the driving force behind the church and state-sponsored boarding school systems in the US and Canada, where sexual assault is rampant. Survivors from my parents' generation are still reeling from those traumatic experiences. It's the same force behind networks like the global Epstein billionaire child sex trafficking operation, which is the modern version of it. Different era, but it's the same Western patriarchal ideology at work. The network of guys drugging and raping their wives and teaching online is an offshoot of the same global patriarchal symbols. It's a worldview foreign to indigenous kinship systems, where women, children, two spirits were honored, protected, and held safe. The crisis of missing and murdered indigenous women and girls is global. My family was directly impacted by it in 2006. But it isn't a new issue. It's a 500-year-old that the world is now being forced to acknowledge. And that is because of the countless, resilient Native women who refuse to let their stolen sisters be forgotten. It's been happening since the first colonial ship landed on these shores. We just now have the tools, the platform to say it out loud. If it isn't already obvious, I'm gonna connect the dots between historical, colonial sexual violence in the boarding school era, the Epstein class, and the crisis of missing and murdered indigenous girls. I know some of you watching, especially in mainstream society, are going to gaslight and speak misinformation and call this a sweet perspective. But it's not. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Every historical connection I'm about to make is documented by early European explorers and settlers themselves in their own written accounts. stands for wait. I want to tell you about what I was told by two elders when I asked this question. Over here on Salt River, where I'm from, I was at a community event and I was talking with one of our elders, and we were just leaving together. There was no one around, so I asked him, "Hey, I have a question for you." It's a serious question. And he stopped and he leaned in and I said, "And all much in our language, do we have any words that describe rape or sexual assault?" And he's listening and he leaned over and he's shook his head. He's on. Come outside. I'm sitting in my truck. And I knew it was serious to him, so we got on the truck. He sat there for a minute. He had his briefcase and he set it down and he was sitting there, and I was sitting there in the passenger, and he said, "The word is," then he said it. And I don't even want to say it here because when he said it with weight. And I could tell that an emotion had overcome him, that this isn't just a word you throw around in our worldview. In English,
Go
that
find me a
Western
place.
thinking mind frame.
Place of peace, yeah? Place away from
might
all
do
this
that.
bullshit poison.
But in the worldview, it was really apparent to me this
Then
is
it's
a
soft
very
collar.
serious matter.
Go find me a
So he
place
told
of
me the
peace.
word, then he said, it means to rip something from somebody.
Remember that. Rape means to rip something from
And so
somebody.
I said,
Remember that. It's brought over
is
here.
it a pre-colonial word
It's very
or did it
pre-colonial.
come after?
God bless you. It's a happy Cinco de Mayo. Liberation for the good, for this earth. For all God's earth and humanity. Fuck patriarchy and fuck colonialism. I said it. My name is Joseph Bedford Lee Lujan Trujillo. Goyanis Guats, and I am for the mother. Fuck the father. I watch him die.